From winter 2001, which technically makes it older than some of your socks. That's Westlife and Lay My Love on You on Freedom FM. Well, hello again and welcome to hour 2 of the Way Too Early Night Cruise. I'm still Feargal, still shamelessly proud to be your sonic sidekick, keeping romance, chill and those smooth 90s and noughties tracks flowing all the way through until 2 a.m. Now, my friends, as the midnight hour fades slowly into the distance in the rearview mirror, that means it is time for you to stretch those ears, cause I want to get you in on some love slowed down action. Now, if this is your first time joining us on the Monday morning, let me bring you up to speed, or actually down to speed, on how this game works. You see, earlier on tonight, I snuck into our production studio and slowed down a classic 90s or noughties hit. Then I recorded a snippet of it. And what you have to do is to name the track and the artist. Simple? Huh? Well, let's play the clip and find out. So if you know it or think you know, then text or WhatsApp me on 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888. Tell me your name, where you're listening from, and what you reckon the song is. But listen, because if you haven't a clue, don't worry, because that means you have the chance to shine as one of our midnight messers. And to do that, simply send in your most unhinged, hysterical, or totally off-the-wall guess. And if it makes the crew here in the studio laugh loud enough to snort tea or coke or whatever they're drinking through their noses, you could win yourself a partial name check and eternal glory as a midnight messer. Right, now that you know all you need to know, here is the clip one last time. Think you know it? Correct or crazy, mellow or mental? Send it in 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888. And let's hear what your late night brain is cooking up. Across Leinster on DAB+, streaming around the country and worldwide on freedomfm.ie. This is the Way Too Early Night Cruise. And while Van Morrison and Paul Durkin were giving us the velvet treatment just now, I was flipping through our dusty old book of moments that shaped the soundtrack of the 90s and the noughties. And I landed smack dab on October 2002, where here in Ireland, we gave a big yes to the Treaty of Nice. Across the sea, Wales took down Italy 2-1 on the pitch and celebrated like they'd won the Eurovision and World Cup combined. In the cinemas, a fresh-faced Jason Statham burst onto the scene in the transporter, kicking, flipping and snarling his way into true action hero status. And while all that was happening, some of us, like me, who were living life in the chill-out rooms behind the main club, were sinking into the sublime swirl of Mint Royale's dancehall places. John Legend melting through the summer nighttime mist here on the Way Too Early Night Cruise, where right now we are floating in the middle of this week's slow motion sonic mystery that we like to call our Love Slowed Down game. And if you're just joining us, here is how the game works. You see, I've taken a classic 90s or noughties love song, dragged it through the molasses of romance and slowed it down so sweetly it sounds like it's been dipped in velvet and left out to dream. And your mission, simply name the song and name the artist. Now, I can tell you, plenty of you clever clogs have sent in the right answer, but before I reveal the truth, let's pause to celebrate a few of our beloved midnight messers, the fearless few who take one look at accuracy and then immediately sprint in the opposite direction, and all for the chance of a partial name check and the crown of Midnight Messer. And first up, it's David in Portmarnock. Fergie says, I may be delirious, mildly sleep deprived, or simply nostalgic, but in the back of my mind all day today I kept hearing Glenn Miller's In the Mood, and I know for sure that didn't make it into this week's Love Slowed Down game. David, you magnificent, confused midnight maestro. Glenn Miller. I mean, seriously, In the Mood. This is a 90s and noughties station, not a 1940s station. But for that moment of incorrect madness, you are now a Midnight Messer. Thank you for reaching out. Next up, we've got Roberta in Galway earning her place in the Hall of Messerness with this. Feargal, I swear tonight's Love Slowed Down doesn't sound anything like Lou Bega and Mambo number 5. Someone quickly grab the maracas because we've yet another Mambo emergency. Roberta, your guess is gloriously wrong in all the right ways, and I absolutely love it. Thank you for playing, and consider yourself a Midnight Messer. And finally, a special mention goes to Andrew in Belfast, who says, Feargal, I know my brain's probably running on lukewarm tea and leftover biscuits at this hour, but I'd stake my half-functioning headphones that Mandy, yes, Barry Manilow's Mandy, is not this week's Love Slowed Down. Andrew, you beautiful, midnight, romantic soul, you, who needs logic when you've got a heart as big as that? And for being totally wrong, you are a Midnight Messer. Right, now that we've waved the slipper of acknowledgement at our Midnight Messers, let's get back to the business at hand of trying to get you a full name check on the radio. And to do that, why don't we give this mystery track one last spin, shall we?
Precious things love has in store.
Got it? Then hit me up. WhatsApp or text me 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888. Drop me your name, your location, and your guess. But make it snappy because the answer is coming up in just a few moments' time after we lend an ear to the fellas from Extreme. Seal, Crazy, here on Freedom FM's way too early night cruise. And for those of you who have tuned in, leaned in, and played along since 1 a.m. with this week's Love Slowed Down game, I've got to say thank you so much. You have made my night. And if you've just joined us and are wondering what Love Slowed Down is, simply put, I slowed down a snippet of a 90s or noughties hit and asked you, well, not you because you weren't here, rather I asked those who were on time to class to guess the title and the artist. So before I reveal the name checks, why don't we have one last listen to this morning's snippet?
Precious things love has in store.
Now, loads of you nailed it, yet thanks to the computer here in the studio, I can only name check 4 of you at any one time. So let's say well done to Liam Kearney in Dundalk, Ciara Malloy up in Derry, Ben Callum down in Bray, and Aisling Doran in Cork, who all said that this morning's Love Slowed Down is... hang on. Before we go any further, can I ask you a favour? Remember to come back, same time, same place next Monday, just after 1 a.m, but also bring a friend so we can turn the next round into an even bigger party. Anyway, the answer to this week's musical mystery, it wasn't just romantic, it was timeless. It's We Have All the Time in the World by Louis Armstrong. That's a band doing a bit of a Queen and In Excess, namely still touring even though the original front person has passed on. Roxette and It Must Have Been Love tells me that the night cruise is all over, and that is all the mess I can make of your radio for this morning. Thank you for your company, both you and your messages made the show, as they always do. Now, listen up because I've got some good news to share with you, and that is that our very own Mr. Mike O'B will be serving your breakfast at 8. Just before him, Alan will have the 2002 Freedom Years from 7, and the voice on before Alan is Raspberry Shaz herself on the Red Eye from 5. As for me, I'll be back later on today at 11 p.m. with another night cruise, and we'll get some Monday Punday puns on the go, and we'll also have a crack at the love lyrics puzzle. Until then, my friends, thank you for your time this time, and until next time, you know what you got to do. Take care of yourselves and, of course, each other.